have ceased to belong to the party and cannot take part in these processes. This is so by virtue of operation of clause 510A of our constitution. All those people who have been recalled were recalled on the basis that they have ceased to be members of the party. They are also not eligible to participate in the extraordinary Congress and the Congress processes. The meeting totally rejected the calls by G40 and the leaders of the MDC Alliance Party to allow their members to come to the Congress for purposes of voting at the process, at the Congress. We believe that these calls are merely to facilitate the destabilization of our Congress. We know that there are some people who always want to be stars in the absence of the sun. There is no sense in people who have already moved on and formed their own political parties to try and determine the leadership of another political party. The so-called MDC Alliance Party and their G40 colleagues can formalize their marriage, and we won't interfere with that. The meeting ratified all the recalls and expulsion of people who had left the party since the last National Council meeting of the 9th of May 2020. The meeting further noted that there were certain acts of indiscipline by some members and ordered that those officials should be dealt with fairly in terms of the constitution of the party. The party members expressed their commitment to the resolution of the national crisis through dialogue and peaceful means. The meeting also committed to the rebuilding of the party into a formidable force in preparation of the 2023 elections. For the sake of completeness, Mr. Chairman, allow me to read the exact resolutions. The resolutions of the National Council of the MDCT held on the 18th of October 2020. And we need to explain to you, ladies and gentlemen, that the procedure is that the National Executive Committee meets first. It's a smaller group. It meets first and makes recommendations on certain issues of policy. And these recommendations are sent to the National Council that then deliberates and comes with resolutions. So the resolutions are as follows. Number one, to hold the Extraordinary Congress in the week of the 13th to the 20th of December 2020. The Standing Committee is authorized to choose an earlier date subject to the Constitution should the circumstances of the case so permit. Open up provincial nominations of the possible party presidential candidates and this will be postponed by at least a week from the 24th of October 2020 to allow for consultation with the processes. We had initially designed to start the nomination process on the 24th. That is being postponed by a week to allow consultation with the provinces on the issues of the venues and the dates. The new dates will be announced before the 22nd of October 2020 by the National Standing Committee. The nomination process will only be open to members of the MDCT. For the avoidance of doubt, anyone who is not a member of the MDCT for whatever reason cannot be nominated for any position of the leadership. Dynamos cannot choose a coach for Highlanders. For the smooth running of the Congress, there will be no floor nominations on the day of the Extraordinary Congress. This is because after the nomination, we will do ballot printing. And people, the electorate will be told, will be given a symbol of the ballot. Now, if we were to allow floor nominations, that then presents a logistical nightmare for us. Authorized authorize the appointment and drafting of terms of reference for the Independent Electoral Elections Management Body. This is to be done before the nominations. The Standing Committee is hereby mandated to appoint board members from workers' representative organizations, both local and international, churches, civil society organizations, as well as prominent persons. The list suggested should be submitted to the National Executive for final approval. Members of the board must not have held any positions in political parties for the past 5 years. Adopt all recalls and expulsions done so far in respect of all those members who have joined, supported, or formed other political parties. All those people who have joined, supported, or formed other political parties are deemed to have automatically terminated their own membership of the party in terms of Article 5.10.8 of the Constitution of the party. This should also include members of the provincial councils elected in 2018. Commit to unity, cohesion, and respect for the fundamental freedoms in accordance with the founding values of the party. Commit to the rebuilding of the party at all levels and to make the party a formidable force to contest for state power in 2023. Commit ourselves to resolving the national crisis through following all possible avenues as guided by the party constitution and the national constitution. Commit the party to all forms of dialogue to resolve the national issues. Denounce and totally reject the calls by G40 and members of the MDC Alliance Party to come to the Congress for purposes of electing our substantive leader. Denounce acts of gross indiscipline, destabilization of the party, and bringing the name of the party into disrepute by Mr. Abednego Bebe and Mr. Paul Gorekore. The leadership hereby is hereby ordered to commence or pursue disciplinary actions against these two in terms of the party constitution. I need to explain the last resolution. There have been, the National Council was of the opinion that there were acts of indiscipline, prima facie acts of indiscipline by Mr. Gorekore and Mr. Bebe. But we resolved that the two will be dealt with in terms of our constitution. How that is going to come out will be seen in the next few days. But we are not going to condemn our own. We are going to deal with our own in terms of the law. If you are a footballer at Dynamos and the rules say that you must attend practice sessions and you don't, be assured that the following Sunday you don't make the team. So if you breach the constitution of the party, there are certain consequences. But we want to assure all our supporters, we want to assure the nation that we will be as firm and as fair as we can with our own. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you. Those are the resolutions.
Thank you very much, the two gentlemen, National Chairman